Yeah.
Yes, Shubhaji.
Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samavetaayuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after gathering on the holy field of Kurukshetra and desiring to fight, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Dhritarashtra said, Dharmakshetre, the land of Dharma, Kurukshetra, at Kurukshetra, Samavetaha, having gathered, Yuyutsavaha, desiring to fight, Mamakaha, my sons, Pandavaha, the son of Pandu, Cha, and Eva, certainly, Kim, what? Akurvata, did they do? Sanjaya, Sanjay.
You want to explain this a little more, Shubhaji?
Yeah. So the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Arjuna Vishada Yoga is nothing but Arjuna is in a state of distress. So he is in the battlefield and he is looking at everyone else standing there, and the person who he is going to fight is none other than his own brothers and his guru, his grandfather, everybody who is known to him. So when that's why it is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So the first shloka is Dhritarashtra Uvacha. So Dhritarashtra is asking, in the holy field of Kurukshetra, he is specifically asking, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? So he's very, Dhritarashtra means the person who is stuck to his land and who is stuck to his own thinking. So that's what it means. So he's specifically asking, since the Kurukshetra is known to be a Dharma Kshetra, he is scared that the battle will not go on, since Dharma will, since it is Dharma Kshetra. So he wants the war to go on so that he can have the kingdom for his own son. So that is how he is specifically asking, what is his sons and the sons of Pandu do? Sir, if you could add more to this.
Sure. So this is at a narration of what happened, right? Like Shubhaji already said, Dhrita Rashtra. Someone, Rashtra means what? A boundary, a nation. Dhrita means holding on to. So what is this blind fellow holding on to? He's holding on to the fact that I should have been the king. Dhritarashtra, because you all may know the story of Mahabharata. His younger brother, Pandu, became the king. So since then, he has been holding the grudge. I should have been the king. Now he has put the same thought in the minds of his own children. So therefore now, when the war is about to begin, look at his tone. He's saying, my sons and sons of Pandu. As if the Pandu is some alien to him. His own brother. But he's referring them as sons of Pandu. So the feeling of jealousy, the feeling of hatred has gotten so deep into him. That's why Vyasa Maharshi has chosen a blind king to represent this shloka. He is blind to the reality. That is why he is full of jealousy, revenge, tension, worry. That's why he is worried here. What is happening? Tell me. He's worried. Why? Because he's poisoned by his own jealousy. So in this way, Sri Krishna and Vedavyasa Maharshi through Bhagavad Gita is giving us reference to our own mind. Within our own mind, I may have such Dhritarashtra. I may have such jealousy. I may have some anger. My sense of revenge or my own belief. So various kinds of beliefs, I may adhere to it without necessarily verifying. All of that can also make me a Dhritarashtra, though I may have a physical eye, though I may be able to see. So Dhritarashtra is a symbol of our own ignorance. And that ignorant fellow is the one who is saying, my sons and Pandu's sons. me and mine and others. That is the fundamental starting problem of life. Padmaji?
Yes, sir. Sankhya Yoga. Arjuna Uvacha Karpanya Doshopahata Swabhavaha Pruchhami Tvam Dharma Sammudha Yachreyasyan Nishchitam Bruhitan Me Shishyaste Aham Shadhi Mam Tvam Prapannam. I am confused about my duty and am besieged with anxiety and faint-heartedness. I am your disciple and am surrendered to you. Please instruct me for certain what is best for me. So, in this shloka is actually from the second chapter. So, in the deck that Sir will be sharing, one thing that you can all observe is we are not taking all the shlokas. It is 126 shlokas which Guruji has chosen from all the Bhagavad Gita shlokas. So this shloka is from the so this chapter is where the Bhagavan starts giving clarity to Arjuna. So first we hear about how Krishna starts giving the knowledge. Because before any knowledge is given to anyone, there should be a complete surrender from that person and complete acceptance that you are higher than me and I am ready to receive and accept whatever you are giving to me. So basically, a disciple and a guru's bhava should come there. So here, after being so helpless and he doesn't know what to do, what is his dharma at this moment in that war, what is his dharma and what is adharma, he's not able to differentiate that itself because of all the delusions and anxiety and the conclusion that, okay, what will be the consequence of the war? Is it really necessary? What will we get by fighting this war? Maybe I should give up all these things and let them only conquer me. All these multiple things are running in Arjuna's mind. And so, finally feeling helpless, he finally surrenders, saying that I am totally helpless. I surrender to you, O Krishna. Please advise me on what I should do. What is my dharma at this moment? So similarly, how I connect to this shloka personally is we all go through this Arjunatva within us, I feel, in all the situations in our life. We go through these kind of turmoils where we have to take some important decisions and we are not able to decide what to do, or even if we are able to decide, there are always questions arising or doubts arising in the mind whether I have taken the right decision. Is this going to lead to this? Is this going to lead to that? So the clarity is what is missing when we are in that kind of situation. To get that clarity is what Bhagavan will be instructing in the further shlokas that we are going to come up with. Sir, please add to this.
Excellent, Padmaji. So, like Padmaji already said, whatever may be our particular profession or situation in life, if we have to learn something, take as a small child, we all went to school. And only when, whatever the teacher was writing on the board, we were able to listen completely and we accepted that the teacher knows, then only we could learn, isn't it? Or, at home, we would have learned cooking from mother, or maybe riding cycle or car from our father or anybody else. Like that, in life, whatever you and I know is not something that, we have invented ourselves. Whether it is this language or whether, whatever this deck that you're seeing, how to make this deck. So everything is learned from one to another. And when learning, I have to have the right attitude to learning. What is that right attitude? is what Arjuna is showing us here. So surrender. By the word surrender, we may have lots of imagination in our mind. Oh, surrender means touching somebody's feet. Surrender means, I become very small. No, surrender here means very simple. I may have some knowledge about some topic. However, when learning, I have to keep that aside and listen to someone who's telling me something about that topic. Not necessary that I have to accept it completely, whatever they're saying. However, I need to listen and then examine myself in how what they're saying can be true. Only then can I have a chance of realizing what is being said. Instead, like how it happens mostly in our debates, you would have seen in the TV, no? It is said to be a debate. Debate in Sanskrit has a wonderful word. It is called samvada. Samvada. Vada means discussion. Sam means samyak, means let you and I discuss for arriving at what is true. That is what samvada really means. But what do we notice? Even before somebody has opened their mouth, somebody else is already shouting over him. And this fellow wants to shout over him. And then that news anchor is shouting above him. So now in that whole confusion, that whole thing is played some 200 million times in front of you. So this is what has become the state of the debate. This is not what learning forum or learning opportunity. Through such a debate, you will not learn, but rather you may end up having, we have two doctors here, so we have to be, we can learn from them. Through this shouting and screaming, maybe we will increase our blood pressure, our heart rate, and maybe end up having diabetes, whatever, right? So that is what will happen when we are like that. What is the right attitude for learning? So I may know something, but at this point of time, let me keep it aside. And that is what this Arjuna did. You all know Arjuna's greatness. He was the best archer of his time. Even the best archer of his time felt such a weakness. So he had to learn something. He did not have to learn anything about the archery, but something about how to handle life. He had to learn from Krishna. Krishna was not there as a teacher of archery, but Krishna was there as a teacher of how to lead life peacefully, joyfully, happily. So for that, Arjuna had to keep aside his own ideas of life. I know it all wouldn't have helped Arjuna. So through this, Vyasa Maharshi is showing us that aspect that we have to bring, which is, for now, when we are learning, keep aside what I know and examine what is being said and see how it is applicable. Like the wonderful example that Padmaji gave, how she thinks it's applicable to her life. So this Bhagavad Gita happened thousands of years back. Apparently, Vyasa Maharshi wrote it thousands of years back. Nobody knows for certain. There was one talk by some Dr. Nilesh. He, using some astronomical and geological data, he thinks it could be roughly about 5,000 years old. More than that. Yeah, so that's what, roughly, right? So none of us know clearly. Whatever may be the case, if something has lived on for these many thousands of years, what is the truth in it? And how can I realize the truth? That's what this particular shloka is very important in. And the other important thing is about, he's saying here, dharma sammuda. Dharma means what? The word dharma is misunderstood. Most of us think of dharma as religion. What is your dharma? My dharma is Christianity. My dharma is Hinduism. Dharma, the word dharma. Dharanat trayate iti dharmaha. That which protects you by conduct is dharma, truly. It is not what religion you are. What protects you by its doing is dharma. If I wake up in the morning and brush my teeth, it protects my mouth from all the germs. That is dharma. If I do some simple breathing exercises in the morning, it gives me energy. That is dharma. So dharma is that which protects you by its conduct. So here, Arjuna has become confused about what is my dharma. Should I fight or not fight? Should I do, not do? Should I run away or be here? So he has got a confusion about his own role in society, his own role in this war. So therefore, the word dharma is a spectacular word. It is as simple as what do I do every moment to what is my role in the family, how I should conduct myself in the family, what is my role in the community, what is my role in the society, what is my role in the nation, what is my role as a universal being. So the word dharma has many connotations, but we simply think of it as a religion, which is an incorrect understanding. So he's confused about his own duty here. So we will see how beautifully Krishna starts removing one by one his own misunderstanding about life. When do I cry about something? The child may cry, "Ayo, math is very difficult." When the child hasn't been taught how to look at math in an easy way. So life is actually very easy, or at least that is what I feel by being with great gurus like Prabhuji and Vinayji. That is how I feel. So life is so simple, and especially I love working with children. Like our Anita Aditi. When you talk to them, they have such simple definitions of life. You talk to them about Bhagavad Gita. My God, I don't know. I have never seen Krishna, but when they speak, it must be Krishna only. So for such a child, when it is so simple and easy, then all of us, it must be very easy. So life is easy. But I may have made it complicated. And that's what this fellow is. That's why he's holding, "Ayyo, Rama, I cannot fight the war." So how to make it simple? Krishna opens that path for us one by one. All we have to do is walk in that path. And that's the setup of this shloka. So before we jump into today's shloka, this much is what we have covered till now. So before we jump into today's shloka, in whatever you have heard so far, does anyone have any question or anything that you want to say? Excellent. So looks like there are no questions. So Shubha, sorry?
Arjun here.
Arjunji, yeah.
So I just got a thought about Samvada, and this is what I thought of sharing.
Yeah.
Samvada is Samavada. That's discussion among the equals. That's what I thought, and clarify if I'm wrong. It is not to prove oneself right, but more so it is to clarify what I haven't understood or misunderstood, and being and respecting what others have to say, and giving the benefit of doubt that he or she too may have something of value that could be to my benefit. To keep the ego aside and to open the windows of my mind so that the light can come in and remove the darkness called ignorance and wrong understanding, even if the understanding is right, to give expanded perception or view.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So it can be seen as samyak, it can be seen as sama. So
Samyandra is the Samyandra?
samyak means truth.
Oh.
Samyak
Samyak.
darshana means darshana of the truth. Like that, samavada. So sama means what? So when does something become sama? Say, you have two things. Let's say there is one glass with more water and one glass with less water. But when you pour both of them into a container, they both come to the same level, sama. So in that sense, there's a samatva, a equanimity. There's no more higher, lower, an equanimity. So when our discussion can bring such an equanimity of the mind, then it is true samvada. Very nicely said, Arjunji.
Thank you, sir.
Shubhaji, shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
And also about Karpanita, sorry, I just had one more thought about Karpanita dosha, this shloka.
Yes.
See, Krishna, Arjuna was a friend of Krishna and remained as a friend in a way. But before that, he was a great friend of Krishna, more than his disciple. And they both were having that kind of relationship. But he only acknowledged, he was in deep trouble or deep kind of anguish and a kind of distress. And what it gives is, I may also go through that distress, but until I drop my own ego or my own feeling that that I am more or the kind of pride about myself that either I know or why I need to just get into trouble of or an embarrassment of asking somebody for help. If I don't drop it, and that is what is surrender, the dropping of that ego or the pride of myself, what I feel about myself. And that dropping of the pride which happened in this shloka, or the ego which is dropped, and that's where he could seek Krishna's help to help him to overcome his anguish and distress. And even I may go through what Arjuna goes through, but what it means is I need to seek the support by dropping the ego or the pride, and then everything is comes as a beautiful knowledge. Other sometimes the knowledge is given, but it becomes an advice which is not wanted, and that's the reason why Krishna also gave. He could have given Bhagavad Gita even other times, but the one this context did not determine, was not there. And second thing is, even if you had felt that earlier that Arjuna needs his input, he would not have given. He did not give him because he was more like holding on to his own pride or ego. So that's what is my understanding of this shloka, sir.
Definitely. That's an excellent point that Arjunji made. Till this moment, Krishna and Arjuna have known each other for quite a number of years. But never you see an attempt by Krishna to teach Bhagavad Gita. Only here, when Arjuna says, I want to know what is the reason or how you are so peaceful. I mean, he's not saying that in this shloka, but essentially that is what he's attracted to, isn't it? I'm confused about my own duties. So which means that somewhere he feels Krishna has that clarity. So the clarity in Krishna and the peace in Krishna is what has attracted Arjuna. And at this moment of his own distress, he is now seeking, he is ready.
And one of the understanding for myself from this shloka is, what should be the state of a person while seeking the advice or any kind of input from another person. And second thing is, from Krishna's viewpoint, is never give an advice which is not asked for.
Wonderful. Very nice.
Guruji, if I may.
Yes, Ajayji.
Guruji, a thought which came to my mind, like how you were talking about Arjuna as a Atmajyoti, could realize that Krishna is the Paramatma or Paramajyoti. So that quick realization, and he was bestowed or he was a chosen to ask that. See, maybe his sat karma or his prarabdha karmas or his munjanma karmas or suhrudas would have made him close to the Paramatma. He was the chosen one. The Krishna identified Arjuna, or rather Arjuna had bestowed with that blessing to be with Krishna. That itself is a nimitta or whatever. So here it talks about so many other aspects. That means the God will choose the Shishya, or Shishya identifies the God, or some sort of a mystical connect. Among all these people, Arjuna was only the bestowed one. Krishna could have identified any of the brothers of Pandu, some children of Pandus. But he chose Arjuna, and Arjuna could very easily surrender to his Lord at his lotus feet. I think this itself is something which has to happen for this Gita Upadesha to happen. So it is all predefined, predetermined. It is all coming together.
Certainly. Very nicely put, Ajayji. Shubhaji, shall we move on to the next shloka?
Yes, sir. So do we have time for the contemplation, or should I just recite it?
So usually we do it between 7 to 8:30, 1.5 hours is what we choose.
Yeah.
And when we go for contemplation, we encourage each one of you to share your view. So if you do that, usually we've seen it takes about 45 minutes or
Yeah.
little more. Yeah. So given that it's already 8:15, how do all of you feel? Should we just chant and briefly understand the meaning, stop for today? Or do we go into contemplation today itself? How does it look like for each one of you?
We can chant and leave it there, sir.
Okay.
Because
And
they also need time to go through the previous ones.
previous ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect, Shubhaji. Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Sorry, Padmaji, you were saying something?
No, I also agree with both of them. Yes.
Okay.
Shri Bhagawanuvacha Ashocyan Anvashocastvam Prajnavadamsha Bhashase Gatasuna Gatasumsha Nanushocanti Panditaha. The Supreme Lord said, while you speak words of wisdom, you are mourning for that which is not worthy of grief. The wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Shall I go ahead with the word by word?
Yes, Shubhaji.
Yeah. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha, the Supreme Lord said, Ashocyan, not worthy of grief. Anvashochaha, are mourning. Tvam, you. Prajnavadhan, words of wisdom. Cha, and. Bhashase, speaking. Gata, soon. The dead. Agatha, soon. The living. Cha, and. Na, never. Anushochanti, lament. Panditaha, the wise.
So this particular shloka, each one of you can think about what is that. This is the first shloka where Sri Krishna starts speaking in Bhagavad Gita. And what is that Sri Krishna is doing here? Why is he saying what he is saying? How does it apply to Arjuna in that battlefield? And how it is applicable to you and me in our own life? What may be the truth in this particular shloka? Like that, you can take any number of viewpoints and you can contemplate. And in the next session, when you come, we will go into contemplating. So the way we contemplate is like how Shubhaji just now did. We would chant and we would call out each one's name and each one will share. Like how today Shubhaji, Padmaji, Arjunji, we all shared our views, right? So like that, each one of you can share. And again, you can share how much ever you feel you understand. And if you have a particular question as you're sharing, bring it out. The idea of sharing is, it is not to know or not to measure the knowledge. It is to participate. because a good question opens forum for all of us to learn from each other, as well as we keep calling our Shubhaji as our Panch Mata. Okay, so usually in Kannada there is one gade, Tumbida koda tulukuvudilla. So which means when a pot is full, it usually doesn't spill over, right? So she's like that. She doesn't really talk at length, but whatever she speaks, she has essence. So like that, don't worry about I have to speak at length. No, whatever that you feel like, but participation is important. Sharing your view is important, or any question from yourself is important. So each one of them help us to see it from that angle. So like that, you can come prepared for the next session. So before we conclude today's session, any other questions or anything else anybody wants to share?
Or any suggestions whether they want this session?
Yeah, so the format,
Format.
You may not have gotten a full idea of the format, but you may have got a glimpse of it through how it is going. Any comments on the format? Is this Shailaja, Amma, do you feel this is a okay format?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I think we need homework, sir. A little bit of homework.
Definitely, Raviji. So, like this particular shloka, right? See, one is we will share the how to chant. There is a video that Shubhaji will share, which will show you how to chant. That is one homework. Second thing, Shubhaji, I think from this session onwards, we can also start sharing Prabhuji's talks on each of these shlokas. So you can also listen to that. Usually these talks are about 15-20 minutes. So you can listen to that also. So that's the second homework, Raviji. And the third homework is, of course, to come prepared with your own understanding.
Sure.
Yeah. Ajayji, Anjuji, do you have any comments?
Sarji, today was very interesting. Today was more informative. All my colleagues, including you, had given us a different picture all together about understanding the sloka. We are excited. First day, we are excited, but our difficulty is we are not able to read the shlokas. Many of my colleagues are excellent. They are reading and singing so well, but we are also trying to get motivated and trying to learn.
Definitely, sir. Like we said already, please do not at all worry about that you do not know Sanskrit. First of all, let me tell you, none of us are Sanskrit experts here. But the beauty of Sanskrit is, whether you know it or not, you already know Sanskrit. Because all the Indian languages have origin or definite influence of Sanskrit. So don't be worried at all. You will see how Sanskrit is a very natural language. I have not learned Sanskrit. I only know Sanskrit functionally. But the beauty of Sanskrit is what you will see. So don't be worried at all.
Sure.
Today we will explore and learn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So then we will conclude our today's session with the Mangala Shlokas.
Yeah.
Yes, Shubhaji.
Yeah.
It's not visible, is it?
Yeah, it's come. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from untruth to truth, darkness to light, impermanence to permanence. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that is complete. This is complete. When completeness is removed from completeness, what remains is complete. When completeness is added to completeness, totality remains. Totality remains complete. Om, peace, peace, peace. ನಾನು ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ, ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi. Antarjyoti Bahirjyoti Pratyajyoti Parat Paraha Jyotireva Jyotihi Swayam Jyotihi Atmajyoti Shivosmyaham. I am the supreme light of awareness, illuminating the outer world of objects, inner world of thoughts, and deep sleep state. I am the divine light of the nature of auspiciousness, Shiva Swarupi. Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam. Recognition of the self is recognition of the whole. Recognition of the whole is the recognition of the truth. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may we all be protected, may we all be nourished, may we work together, sharing our energies, may our intellect be sharpened, may we be friends forever. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhave, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may all be prosperous and happy. May all be free from illness. May all see what is uplifting. May no one suffer. May there be well-being in all. May there be peace in all. May there be completeness in all. May there be auspiciousness in all. Om, peace, peace, peace. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, and peaceful. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you very much, Shubhaji. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank
See
you,
you all.
everybody. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you very much.